What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast, Hustle Haven. We're your hosts, River the Realtor.
And I'm Taisha Renee.
And today, I'm really excited about this episode. I feel like we've been talking a lot about, just like all of these things about how to kind of get you guys in that new hustle culture we're trying to redefine.
Healthy hustle.
Healthy hustle.
Healthy hustle.
Not a rebrand.
Boundaries.
But I think today I really want to just be open and transparent and talk a little bit about some of the challenges that we face. As you guys both know, Taisha and I are both entrepreneurs.
Yep.
We're real estate agents amongst many other things. And I think wearing a lot of those hats, we have had moments as well. So I kind of want to share those moments with you guys and talk about the lessons that we got from them. And maybe, hopefully it'll reach out to you guys and help you guys through some tough times that you guys might be going through in your businesses. So that's what we're talking about today.
And I feel like people don't talk about that enough. I feel like people only discuss the good and like the success stories and like, whatever. Nobody talks about like, girl, I was crying in the shower with my hoodie on.
The only glam in entrepreneurship is the best. It's the beat when you get your makeup done. That's it. So yeah, let's kick it off. I definitely want to start because I think for me, at least, one of the biggest challenges I faced with my business was starting.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when I first got my real estate license, y'all, I felt so like boxed in. I didn't really know what to do. I felt like I couldn't figure out my footing. I couldn't figure out what space was good for me. I couldn't align myself with the right people, the right team. And I knew it was something that I really, really wanted to do, but it like made me doubt myself a lot. And it kind of kept me from, I think, reaching my full potential. I think starting in this business was probably the biggest, I would say so far has been the biggest challenge because real estate is not one of those things that just happen overnight.
Right.
It takes a lot of leg work. It takes a lot of background music. Like there's a lot of things you have to do beforehand to really reap the benefits. And I think sometimes when you can't see clearly through those moments of just like, okay, I know this work is going to pay off. It's really easy to just be like, is this work really going to pay off?
Like, when is it going to pay off?
Y'all know I'm already delusional. So it's like, I have to tell myself like, okay, are you being delusional or are you being dead serious? And so for me, I think starting, I think that was really a big challenge.
That was for me too, because I had known for a long time that I wanted to do real estate, but never took the time out to actually do it. It took me getting laid off.
Same, you know that.
To actually go and take the real estate classes, take the test. Even though I'm stalking these people on Instagram, like, look at y'all, like I like what y'all doing, whatever. But it took me getting laid off for me to actually take that step forward. And I just feel like that was just God's signs for me. Like, girl, you need to get into this real estate before it's too late. Because again, I hadn't known, the only thing that I knew about real estate was like houses. I just know that I like houses. Like I had never learned, I had not been taught like generational wealth and all this good stuff for like, building your income. I didn't know nothing about that, unfortunately. But now that I'm in it, I'm like, I'm so happy that I took that leap of faith and I did it. And I didn't automatically just go back and apply for a job. Because I could have just, like, I need a job, which I was applying for a job.
Like, you can do both. Two things.
I just didn't get the job.
Yeah.
But God was like, you need to focus on this right now. And I'm so appreciative that certain circumstances led me to where I am today.
For sure. And I think that's the lesson part of it, right? Because I'm just going to say, what was the lesson from it? I think the biggest lesson for me is stay down till you come up.
Okay.
I'm telling you, when I say I was down, like...
And you might be down for a long
I was going down, baby. Your feet in the Range Rover. Like, baby, I was down, okay? Like, very, very down. I think for me, just seeing us here, and I tell Taisha this all the time. Sometimes I'll be looking, and it's two things I always say when I see old videos or pictures of us. I'll be like, one, the girls have put on some weight. And two, the girls have come a long way.
We're not talking about my weight in this episode. And don't y'all get on YouTube looking at us either.
I was about to put my middle finger up.
Anyway,
we
still look good.
I make this joke though, but the second thing is always like, look how far we've come.
Yeah.
Like I look at old videos and pictures of us working. I'm like, we were babies who really just had no footing, no knowledge, no nothing. And we muscled our way through. And if we wouldn't have took those chances on ourselves or really believed in ourselves or really continued to do the work, even when the results were not apparent, it's no way we would be sitting here right now doing a podcast.
Literally.
You know
but what
I mean?
I'm proud of is like I remember us sitting like in the office, like even with Nika and Ashley, shout out Nika and Ashley. Okay, we were all in there just like writing out these things and like talking about our goals and what we're wanting to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like such a blessing that like we're all kind of doing exactly what we said we were going to do.
We manifested this. We prayed first. Manifested second.
Yeah.
And I think everything came true. So I think that's just a testament to hard times don't last, hard people do. You stay down till you come up no matter what line of work you're in, what industry you are in. It's very fulfilling when you're able to meet those goals that you set forth for yourself. And it comes. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day. Things take time.
It takes years. And for agents specifically, and I feel like one of my hardest moments, kind of going back to that, is like looking around and seeing like what everyone has going on, and then seeing what you have going on and doubting yourself. Yeah. Like if you ask anybody, but I have always been that girl. Like you cannot tell me, period, that I'm not that girl, baby. I go in, I do whatever I need to do with whatever I got going on.
No, I ain't lying.
So okay. I ain't lying, but when I started getting into this like entrepreneurship world, and kind of like looking at all the other entrepreneurs, I'm like, girl, what are you not doing? But then you have to realize like these people have been in business for like years. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 plus years, they have grown their business to this point. You just have to keep the faith. For me, it's just always, you know, I'm very optimistic. But like when that optimism goes away, it's kind of like, okay, that's my hard moment. It's like when I feel like I don't believe in myself, that's why I'm like, okay, girl, like what's going on with you? I think that affects your mental. It kind of affects like how you are around your friends, around your family, how you wish yourself. That's probably the hardest part for me.
It affects you as a whole. You kind of touched on something that I think kind of brings me to another challenge that I really faced. And it was when like my expectations and my reality were not the same. Okay. I think I stepped into this entrepreneurship thing, and I tell everybody this all the time. The biggest thing that I was so excited about was freedom. Being able to do this and do that. But that's what you think, right? You expect like you own your own business, you pick your own hours, you do what you want. And it's like everything that I expected, that I wanted, that I thought was so attainable was literally delusion when I stepped into entrepreneurship.
Was so easily attainable. It's attainable, but not easily.
Hear me out though. You could pick your hours. No, you can't. All of these freedoms and things like that. I literally feel like I was longing for freedom and lost more of my freedom becoming an entrepreneur. And that's just my reality.
That's the real though.
And I think that was a challenge for me. On top of the things, like y'all know I'm a straight shooter, right? I jumped into this business with these expectations, not only of business, but of people. You know, people who you would cross paths with, and then you meet these people and you like, oh no, girl, you suck. Like you not like people, just everything that glitter just was not gold. And that really like it hit you hard. Like when you're expecting like all of these amazing and these, that, and you really look at it for face value and it's like, hold on.
That's why social media is a scam.
Social media, everything is a catfish.
Don't believe how them people act on social media, y'all. We ain't gonna get too messy, but we good, but we not.
Yeah, I'm dead. But even all that to say, I think when you go in with a reality, you know, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have that. And when you do all those things and you still don't have the things you were expecting, you like...
You know what they say, man plans, God laughs.
They need to change it to man plans, John... Okay, God, key.
Like, girl, you thought it was. I'm like, I did thought it was. But then most times, like, what's on the other side of those hard moments is even better than what you could have expected.
Absolutely.
Like, you getting 10 times more. Like, maybe you were just dreaming too small. You know?
Hello.
Okay.
I will say that, too, because when I even think about the goals that we set forth and I think about what we've achieved, I would have never, like, this wouldn't have been the goal for me. Like, for me, I would have never
pictured myself in front of this camera.
Okay, the podcast, the real estate, like, the businesses that come, you know, trickling down from the other things that we've done. That wasn't on my bingo card. Like ever, never, ever. That was not on my bingo card. So to see everything that comes into fruition, I feel like the lesson is just really like, don't plan too hard for a future that you don't know what's going to happen. But if you put in the work, like God is going to guide you and put you exactly where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be.
But I kind of want to follow up on that. When I was talking to, who was getting our makeup done. Shout out to Haley. And she was just
Aloysia.
She was like, is this like the type of person? I was like, no. And I think that's one of my hard moments too, was like, with social media, like, you know, and I say it all the time, like, y'all probably like, this girl needs to shut up. We know you don't like social media, blah, blah, blah. But I don't, but I know that it's something that could bring so much value to me. So my hard moment is like knowing, being stubborn, like knowing something can benefit me and then not really putting my full self out there to do it. Like, and I don't want to say it's just lazy. Maybe it's just like fear. Maybe it's just like, I don't feel like I'm being my authentic self because like, I know I don't like this, but like, I know that I should do it. I know that it could be great. But those are those hard moments of like, do I feel like I'm changing who I am to suit what everybody else wants from me? That's my hard moment for real.
I think that goes back to the expectation versus reality. I would say this for you though. I feel like it's comfort zone. Yeah. Because even when we talk about getting in front of the camera, Ty should be like, girl, I'm not doing that.
Don't put that camera
Get that camera in my face. Like, that's literally her. So even the idea of a podcast, I remember you were the one that was like, we could just do audio. And I was like, Taisha, they want to see the girls. They want to know what the girls are doing.
You said that though, because I need that content.
And I was like, girl, I'm not doing no podcast around my mouth. If y'all want to talk to me, y'all call me. I'll do that anyway.
See me.
But I think like entrepreneurship really like challenged me to do things outside of my comfort zone. And I think social media is one for me too. Like, I'm super funny about social media. Like, y'all, I am who I am, but like, you will only get a little sprinkle,
Okay.
sprinkle.
Not too much, not
But
too much.
it forces you to have to like get into spaces where you have to be your authentic self. And I do love that. I think it is challenging, but it's rewarding. And the lesson there for me is just kind of like, don't stop yourself from doing something just because you feel like, oh, that ain't me. I don't do, because it might be you. It might be you, and you just never know it. So that would be my thing. What do you feel like is another like challenge that you faced so far?
As an entrepreneur, we need to get some money because the money not consistent. Can we get there?
I'm gonna just pass that on.
Can we get there? Can we keep it real?
Let's keep it a stack.
Okay, and if you ask my mom, she would say that I'm very high maintenance. Like
you ask me, you only got to call mom.
I expect like a lot. So the fact that I can like go out and kind of do what I want to do, buy what I want to buy because my bank account was on zero, and I gotta wait until it's closing. That be pissing me off. That's a hard moment. My hardest moment was probably, I don't remember what year it was. But I'm not the type of person to like ask for help.
Yeah.
But that moment that I had to pick up the phone and call my brother and call my parents, like, listen, y'all.
I'm so up school.
Okay, I'm gonna need a little. That was a very, very, and it took me like months to call. I was on my last thought. I was like, I don't have a choice but to call. That was very, very hard for me.
I think we talk about this all the time because our journeys were similar in the sense that like after we finished school, we were both on our own. So I went from like being in college and I moved right to Atlanta. I literally graduated
to New York.
Mother's Day weekend and I was here June 1st, started my lease. Same thing with Taisha. She went right to New York. She was working. Like we didn't have that period of like, let me go home.
Let me stay.
It was never that. So I feel like when we took that leap, and then took another leap to entrepreneurship, but that put us back in terms of like financial and what you're able to do for yourself. That's extremely scary. Like I feel like it's one of those things. It's humbling.
Okay.
Because we're so used to like we were in corporate America. A check is coming every 2 weeks.
I know it's coming. Like
but if I put my head down on my desk 3 out of them 5 days, they gonna pay me regardless because that's what they're supposed to do. It's not like that with entrepreneurship. I have worked harder in real estate and entrepreneurship and have lost more than I could have ever lost being in a corporate job. So I feel like to your point, like that consistency in your finances, especially when you're used to consistency in your finances, it's a good punch. Like, have y'all ever gotten jumped before?
No, but I got jumped by them bills.
That's what... like
they was tearing me
up. You're literally getting jumped is the only thing that I can like tell you. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's exactly that moment for me, baby. I was like, am I an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
Because you know me, I go get a job real quick. I got something to tell you, but I'm going to tell y'all later.
I'm dead. Yes, I should go drop a bomb on y'all.
I ain't going to tell you right now.
We can talk about her in the comments. I think another really, really big thing though for me, and I think this kind of comes on the latter end. Also, I be thinking this is crazy because I swear we're so seasoned in entrepreneurship, but like in hindsight, we're really not, y'all.
We're like what? This is year 4 for us. We got a license in 2020. We ain't even.
We're not even in the 2020.
Year. We ain't even hit year 4 yet.
That's true. Like I started really January 21, so I'm like 3 years and some months. Haven't even hit a full year 4, so we're fairly new still. But I think we've accomplished so much in that little bit of time. I think the biggest challenge was like transitioning. Like I think we are blessed enough to have had that transition from being like just like regular agents, to having like this influx.
Oh, you mean like transition from like low sales to
high sales and what comes with that, right? As your business escalates and you elevate humanly, like there's a lot of good things that come from it, but there's also a lot of things that you're not responsible for that you weren't before. A lot of challenges, a lot of people.
That you don't realize. You got to realize like when you get more money, it takes more management.
What
like
they say, more money, more problems.
More you get more money and you go crazy.
You get crazy.
And then you like, where the money went?
On top of that, though, the business, though, like the more people you're having to manage on a day-to-day basis,
you might have to get into that.
Get assistants. You might need a transaction coordinator. You have all these nuanced responsibilities. And it's like, wait, how did I go from being able to handle all these things by myself to like really be in a position where it's like, I got to delegate now. And that's a whole nother responsibility. For me, that was extremely challenging. Like, y'all know I'm a person, I figure out everything in my head. And then I try to hire people and like, you don't know what's going on in my head. It's like, no, girl, I don't. And just trying to implement a team or just having certain structures, like that's something I'm still struggling with right now, trying to properly structure
me too. Remember that last episode, y'all? I told y'all that I don't have a team. I still don't got a team.
You need one. But Sheila, again, that fear of like putting your business in somebody else's hands, because that's all we got.
Yeah.
Imagine putting your business in someone else's hands and they be like, oh,
I'm gonna be ready to fight.
That's what I'm saying.
And I don't want to have to fight. I don't want to have to fight.
Girl, anyway, you know, she from H-Way. She'll do it anyway. But I think the biggest lesson that I'm learning, because, right, I feel like this is a challenge that's ongoing. I think one of the biggest lessons I'm learning is just like being okay with knowing I don't have it all figured out today.
And that's okay.
And I won't have it
but
tomorrow.
As long as you're putting in the back end work to have it, because you can't go your whole entire entrepreneur journey with not having it figured out.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna work. I mean, it's not gonna work for me. You know, I don't know about y'all, but it don't work for me. Like, as long as you're working in the background to have it figured out, regardless of that, if that's you taking classes, that you getting a mentor, whatever that looks like for you, as long as you're doing the back end work, it'll all come together at some point, as long as you're putting in the work. Like, just don't be out there willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Because then it's going to get crazy.
I agree.
And we can't help you once it get crazy.
Yeah, once it gets too hard, I'll be like, you should have watched that podcast. I think the biggest thing, though, is that even though these are challenges that we have faced, the truth of the matter is, as entrepreneurs, there are going to be more challenges that we face in the future. And I feel like with greater reward comes bigger risk, bigger, possibilities of things. And I think preparing yourself for knowing that, again, you're not going to have it all figured out today. It may not be tomorrow, but you're willing to combat and take those challenges on. It's part of the growth. I think it's part of what makes entrepreneurship like worthwhile.
Exactly. I will always say, take those challenges as lessons. Like, never look at a challenge and let it defeat you and make you feel like, this business may not be thriving or whatever it looks like. Like, take it as what am I learning in this very moment? Like, what is this teaching me that I know that this can't happen again? Or if it does happen again, I know how to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Brandon said something. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to
on our previous episode.
He said something on a previous episode in terms of like when he's like fixing challenges or like being in challenges, and people ask him how he's so able to navigate it. And it's because I've already done this.
Yeah.
I've already been through this. I've already bumped my head, so I know what to do. And I think that's your point. Like, even though challenges come, I say that not to scare y'all, but say that to be like, y'all, when those moments come, prepare yourself so that when it happens again, you already like, oh,
you're going to face it because it's going to happen. Like, if you think that you are about to be an entrepreneur and it's about to be smooth sailing, and if it is smooth sailing, please contact us because we would love to have you
on this show. And as a mentor for me, because I need to understand how you did it.
Like, if you think problems and stuff are not going to arise, it's either that you don't need to get into the business at the end of the day. Yeah. If you're not a problem solver, if you're not creative, you're not thinking out of the box, you probably don't need to get into the business. Like we said in our last episode, you got to be honest with yourself.
Got to. Delusion don't look good, everybody.
Okay, you have to be honest with yourself and know what you're capable of yourself and what you're capable of putting into your business.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, pressure makes diamonds. And look, y'all.
Because my hardest moments have helped me so much. Like, yeah.
Truly.
I'm that girl. My finances are better, man.
And all of the great things. I feel like all the challenges, we're combating them. We've combated them. And we hope that just from some of the things that we've gone through, that you guys embrace your challenges. And like Taisha said, look at them as lessons because, again, pressure makes diamonds. And that's what got us here. So
I'm trying to think of a song that got dominated, but I don't got nothing.
Please don't. Please don't. As usual, though, guys, we really hope that this message from us really pours into you guys, help you guys overcome the challenges that you face, and let you guys know that y'all are not alone. Like, part of this is creating a safe space where we can talk about our hustle, our entrepreneurship goals, so you guys know that we're going through it, y'all are going through it, and that's what this community is
if it's too much, y'all DM us. We here for you.
And we'll talk it through, okay?
Put it in the comments.
Look, after that episode with J-Lo, I feel like I'm a little therapist.
Okay, let's talk about it.
But please like, share, comment, subscribe. Share with your boss friends, your business friends, and your friends that you know need to come into this hustle haven and share with us. So as usual, we love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week or next week.
2 weeks
on Hustle Haven. See you guys.
Bye, y'all.